अरे लेते रहिए आप हमारे। Hello everybody, good morning. Now I am going to teach you, and your topic is AB shape. So let us try to follow. Auxiliary shape. Today you have to follow this chapter, and in this chapter we have to know about some auxiliary verbs, and they are can, could, may, might, should, must, and ought to. If someone wants to know from you, well, go on now, tell me what do you mean by the word can, then your answer should be, well, can is an auxiliary verb. Similarly, all the words as could, may, might, should, must, and ought to, all these are auxiliary verbs like can. Now we have to know when should we do can and could. So I would like to tell you about can and could. When we want to say something and we want to denote capacity in the statement, then we use can and could. And one thing that should be in a corner of your mind, when we want to make a capacity, when we want to denote capacity, and that statement is related to present time, then we would like to use can. And when we mention that thing in the past time, we would like to use could. On the other hand, you can say to denote capacity in the present time, the suitable auxiliary verb is can, and for the past time, we would like to use could. Now we have to know about may and might. So when we want to make a sentence and we want to denote possibility in the sentence, then we have two auxiliary verbs to denote possibility, and they are may and might. And like can, could, when we want to denote possibility in a sentence and that sentence denotes present time, we use may. And when we make a sentence and that sentence denotes past time, we use might. One thing that would be better to follow, here there is a word possibility, and if someone wants to know what do you mean by possibility, what is possibility, then your answer should be well, possibility is a noun, and it has been made from the word, as you know, there is a word possible, that is an adjective. It means shambhav in Hindi. We say possible in Hindi shambhav, and we say possibility in Hindi shambhavna. So possible is a noun, possible is an adjective, and possibility is a noun. So whenever we get possibility, then we would like to use may and might. For the present time we use may, and for the past time we use might. Now we have to know about should, must and ought to. So let us try to follow when do we use should, must and ought to. And to follow should, must and ought to, you have to keep this thing in a corner of your mind. When we want to advise somebody, then we use should, must and ought to. And as you are getting, there are three auxiliary verbs for advice. So we have to follow, we have to know when should we use should, must and ought to. So to follow the use of these auxiliary verbs, I would like to tell you when we want to advise somebody, and our advice is simple. On the other hand, you can say for simple advice, the suitable auxiliary verb is should. And when we want to advise somebody and apply force, then we use must. On the other hand, you can say when we want to use, when we want to advise somebody forcibly, when we want to make a sentence of advice and we are getting the sense of forceful advice, then the suitable auxiliary verb is must. There are so many students in the locality of Bihar. There are so many students who have been under the guidance of Hindi medium locality. They think when we get a sentence in Hindi and when we get a word chahiye, then should is compulsory, should is necessary, then we should use the suitable auxiliary verb, that is should. And when we get a word avas in Hindi, when we get a word avas in Hindi, then the suitable auxiliary verb is must. And when we get a sentence and we get a word in the given sentence chahiye, and that is related to courtesy, discipline, formality, then ought to is suitable. So this is not the concept, I think. This is not the concept when we get chahiye in Hindi and we should use the suitable auxiliary verb should. There are so many sentences when you will make, you will commit so many mistakes. Suppose there is a sentence, मुझे एक कलम चाहिए. In Hindi, you have got a sentence, मुझे एक कलम चाहिए. And here there is no need to use the auxiliary verb should, because this sentence doesn't denote advice. So those students who know about should, when chahiye is available, when we get chahiye, should is suitable, they will commit mistakes. So I would like to assure you the main concept related to the advice is when we advise somebody and that advice is simple advice, the suitable auxiliary verb is should. And when we advise somebody forcibly, then the suitable auxiliary verb is must. And when we advise somebody formally, you can say about ought to. We use ought to for our advice. We use ought to for formal advice, and in Hindi you can say about should. Simple advice means सामान्य सलाह. जब हम लोग किसी को सामान्य सलाह देते हैं, सामान्य रूप से सलाह देते हैं, वैसी स्थिति में शुड का प्रयोग करते हैं. एंड जब हम लोग किसी को सलाह देते हैं और वहाँ फोर्स आप पढ़े हैं, फोर्स इज इक्वल टू बल, फुल इज इक्वल टू पूरा, भरपूर. फोर्सफुल मीन्स जोरदार. फोर्सफुल एडवाइस मीन्स जोरदार सलाह. जब हम लोग किसी को जोरदार सलाह देते हैं, दबाव देकर सलाह देते हैं, वहाँ हम लोग मस्ट का प्रयोग करते हैं एबी के रूप में. ऐसा मत समझे कि अवश्य रहता है इसलिए मस्ट का प्रयोग करते हैं, ये सेंस नहीं. एंड ought to हम लोग यूज करते हैं फॉर्मल एडवाइस के लिए. फॉर्मल एडवाइस मीन्स औपचारिक सलाह, जहां शिष्टाचार की बातें हो, फॉर्मेलिटी की बातें हो. इज इट ओके?
यस सर.
अभी नहीं लेना, सेंटेंस पहले लिख देते हैं. Let us take an example. We have a sentence in the Hindi language. मोहन यह काम आसानी से कर सकता है. Now we have a sentence in the Hindi language and we have to translate this sentence from Hindi into English. So one thing I would like to suggest you, what should be our proper way to translate a sentence from a language into another language, and just try to follow. For the first time we would like to go through the given sentence. So let us try to go through this sentence. मोहन यह काम आसानी से कर सकता है. First we would like to know what is the indicator of time in the given sentence, present, past and coming. Coming time I mean future. So in this sentence we are getting a word that is had, and the word had denotes present time. So we can say the given sentence belongs to present tense. And as you know, there are 4 kinds of present tense. So we have to select one of the 4 present tenses. And to select one of the 4 present tenses, it is compulsory to know something extra in the sentence. I mean action, no action, concluded action, continued action. So let us try to follow. What are you getting in this sentence? In this sentence we are getting कर सकता है. कर सकता है denotes action and had denotes present time. So we can say the given sentence denotes action in the present time. So it has been proved this sentence belongs to simple present tense. And as you know, the verbal structure of simple present tense is MB1 or MB5 when we get a sentence in the active voice. After taking the decision of tense, we have to do the syntax of the sentence. And at the time of doing the syntax of a sentence, first we would like to know at least 3 things, and they are subject, object and verb. So let us try to follow what is the subject of this sentence. So now you tell me, what is the subject in this sentence? What is the subject? Mohan. And if someone wants to know how can you say Mohan is the subject, then what should your answer be?
Mohan is the core of the action karna.
In this sentence we are getting action, and that action is karna. So we have to know who is the doer of the action? Karna. Because whenever we get a sentence and we get action in the sentence, we have to find out who is the doer for subject. And here the doer of the action Karna is Mohan. So it has been proved Mohan is the subject of the sentence. And after deciding, after finding out the subject, we have to know about verb and object. And here कर सकता है is equal to verb. So we can say कर सकता है is equal to verb, and the resultant of this verb is falling upon the word come. So come is equal to object. After finding out the subject, object and verb, we would like to make a structure, make a foundation in the English language. And as you know, there is a rule to make a sentence in the English language: S plus V plus O. So we have to make the foundation, we have to make the structure in the English language. So we would like to use the subject for the first time, and in Hindi the subject is Mohan, and Mohan is the name of a particular person. So we have to follow the rule of alphabetical order. So we would like to write here M comma, and here we are getting Mo. So we would like to write M-O means Mo, H-A means Ha, and N for Na. We have written the suitable word for Mohan in the English language according to alphabetical order. After using the subject, we have to use the verb, and in Hindi we are getting action, and the tense of this sentence is simple present. So we would like to follow the rule of verbal structure of simple present tense, and as we know, we use either MB1 or MB5 in the simple present tense. So we have to decide what is suitable here. And to take the decision of suitable verb, we have to know the number and person of the subject. And in Hindi, the number and person of the subject Mohan is third person singular. And if someone wants to know how can you say Mohan is third person singular, then you can simply prove it. In this sentence, Mohan is only one person, so it has been proved Mohan is in the singular number, and someone is telling about Mohan, so Mohan is equal to third person, and with third person singular subject we always use MB5, so we have to use MB5 here. And for MB5 we would like to write the suitable word do for Karna, and we have to use the fifth form of do. So we will write here that now we have used subject and verb. After using the subject and verb, we have to use the object, and in this sentence the object in Hindi is come, so we will write the suitable word for come, that is verb. And we have made the foundation. After making the foundation, after making the structure, we have to know in the given sentence is there something left or not. So let us try to follow. Here there is a word yah, that is determining the noun come. So yah is a determiner, and we have to use the suitable determiner before word, and this determiner is determining the noun come, and come here is in the singular number, and we are getting the sense of nearness. So in the singular number, in the sense of nearness, the suitable determiner is this, so we will write here the suitable word for yeah, that is this we have written. After using this determiner, one thing we are getting आसानी से, and it is qualifying the verb कर सकता है. So after verb we have to use the word आसानी से is qualifying the verb कर सकता है, so we can say आसानी से is equal to adverb, so we have to write at last the suitable word for आसानी से. As you know, easy is equal to adjective is equal to आसान, and easily is equal to an adverb. So now tell me what is suitable here, easy or easily? Easily. So we will write here easily. Now we have used each and everything that is given in Hindi. At last we have to know in Hindi is there a noun, because at last we try to find out is there a noun in Hindi or not, because when we get a noun in Hindi we try to know is article necessary for that noun or not. So let us try to follow in Hindi. In Hindi we are getting there are two nouns. The first noun is Mohan and the second noun is Kam. And we are getting Mohan is not a common noun, so there is no need of particle for Mohan, and Kam is not a countable noun, so there is no need of particle for Kam. This means we have made this sentence, we have used each and everything, but after doing each and everything, at last we can say this sentence is wrong, because the sense of both the sentences is not similar. In this sentence, someone is telling, the person who is telling, who is speaking in Hindi, wants to denote the capacity of. In the sentence of Hindi, we are getting the sense of capacity. The sentence of Hindi denotes capacity, but this sentence that we have made in the English language doesn't denote capacity. This sentence denotes the habit of movement. So we can say we have tried to translate this sentence from Hindi into English, but the sense of both these sentences is not similar, so it is wrong. So once again we would like to make this sentence properly, as we are getting the sense of capacity in Hindi, so we have to follow the sense of capacity, and as I taught you here, when we want to denote capacity, then we have to follow the rule of auxiliary shape, AV shape. This chapter is known as modal auxiliary verb also. So we have to follow the rule of AV shape, auxiliary shape. So once again we have to make this sentence. So first we have to use the subject, and in the place of subject we would like to write the suitable word, that is Mohan. We have written. After using the subject, we have to use the verb. And one thing I would like to tell you about this chapter, the VS of AV shape is equal to the VS of future tense. One thing that I would like to tell you, whenever we want to make a sentence of auxiliary shape, I mean modal auxiliary verb, then the verbal structure of that chapter is like the verbal structure of future tense. So now we have to use the verb after using this subject, and in the given sentence of Hindi we are getting action, so we have to follow the rule of simple future tense. And as you know, the verbal structure of simple future tense is AV plus MV1. So now we have to use AV plus MV1. And in the place of AV, we have to find out the suitable auxiliary verb. And as you are getting in Hindi, this sentence denotes capacity, so it is clear it has been proved either can or could is suitable here, and we have to select one of the two auxiliary verbs. So let us try to follow in Hindi. What is the sense you are getting? The sense of present time or past time, and there is an indicator that is had that denotes present time. So it is clear the suitable auxiliary verb for this sentence is can. So you write here can. After using the AV, we have to use MV1, and the main verb in Hindi is karna. So we will write here MV1 do. We have used the subject and verb. After using the subject and verb, we have to use the object. And in the place of object, we have to use the suitable word for come. So we write here the suitable word for come, that is verb. And before this now, we have to use a determiner, that is ya, and in the sense of nearness for a singular noun. This is suitable. And at last, we would like to use the adverb for asani se, that is easily. Now we have completed this sentence, and as it is related to article, there is no need of article for both the nouns. As you are getting, there are two nouns in Hindi, Mohan and Kam, but there is no need of article for both the nouns. So now tell me, is it okay? Have you followed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all.